I think what we've been having is too much of a North Atlantic-centric discussion. And this is something that's come up at some of our other events recently. There's been a lot of changes on this side of the Atlantic in not the West, but the Western Hemisphere. And Justin talked about Los Cabos, and the G20 was in Mexico. And there's an awful lot now of discussion in Europe as well about a broader Atlanticism. You're getting this coming out of Italy and of Spain and out of Portugal, all of whom have some interests on this side of the Atlantic, but further south of the border, south of Texas, going down into Mexico, large Italian populations all over Latin and South America, as well as obviously the linkages with Spain and with Portugal. We've seen actually a lot of activity of migration in other directions since the economic collapse in Europe, with Spaniards and Portuguese moving across the Atlantic, actually in search of jobs in places like Chile and Brazil and elsewhere. So we're really in a whole different dimension now. And Marta Dessou, a colleague of many of us here in the room, who has gone into the Italian government under Mario Monti to start thinking about some of these issues, has been proposing a much broader perspective on looking at the Atlantic. And obviously with changes in the North American energy sphere with shale gas and tight oil, we always seem to forget north of the United States, Canada as well, which is also looking in multiple different directions. So I think you're right that we need a new discussion here, and we need to broaden our perspective from our narrow focus on ourselves in the United States and think about the Americas, the Western Hemisphere, and the Atlantic in a much more broader fashion.